Hello and welcome back to week number 4 here at the WGL APAC. My name is Jordan Mays and joining me as always Alex Blakey, and now we're heading into our second matchup for today. We've just seen a fantastic game coming out between Efficiency and B-Gaming. Goldbass rather.
Yes, Team Efficiency and Goldbass right there. We had, of course, Team Efficiency did manage to take it out in the end, 5 games to 1. But, you know, like you said, the score didn't really reflect how close the game was there. So a cracker of a match to start off with, and I'm pretty excited to get away our next match as
well, I mean, speaking of B-Gaming, they're actually our next team coming up here. B-Gaming and Team EpicGear Profit will be our next matchup here, and this is a sort of a different one, I suppose, from what we previously saw. This one's going to be, again, a mid-tier versus the bottom of the tier table, sort of clash, but this time the teams coming in haven't had the best of run last week. I mean, B-Gaming, they went 1-1, which was okay, but again, probably we would have been expecting a better performance coming out from them. EpicGear Profit, on the other hand, went 0-2, and it was an especially poor week, considering they also lost to Goldbass, who was one of the weaker teams in the league. So I think EpicGear Profit really wanting to bounce back from last week in this one.
Yeah, definitely. Well, they need to bounce back from last week. Obviously, you know, sitting near the bottom of the standings, in the bottom of our ladder. But, you know, B-Gaming, like, I feel as though coming into this one, they're actually going to be fairly confident. They're sitting on 7th at the moment, but, yeah, they're just a confident team all around. They're a solid team. You rarely see B-Gaming members make any kind of major mistakes. You know, they're just an all-round, kind of well-rounded, I suppose, team to go up against EpicGear Profit, and I think that's really going to work against EGP's playstyle, which is you know, more of the sort of passive, defensive. You know, slow play style, if you will.
And I mean, for me, B-Gaming, they started off the season really well. They were sitting up between the 2 and 4, 2 to 5 position, but now they've dropped down a little bit, probably as a result of last week, and now heading into this week, they definitely want to turn things around. But here's their opponents, EpicGear Profit, and as we mentioned, they didn't have the greatest of weeks last week. They're sitting at number 10 in the positioning of the ladder of the standings, and obviously we know they want to get above that number 8 so that they can stay in the league.
Yes, they do. They need to head up above that 8th spot, but at the moment they're definitely struggling too. So I think Gapdol, one of the ones to watch out for, an EpicGear Profit, and Horang as well made some decent plays last week, I feel. But overall, Team EpicGear, I'm not going to be picking them for this one, Jordan. I feel as though it's going to be a B-Gaming win. In terms of how much, I reckon it's probably going to be a 5-1.
Yeah,
that's my pick.
I think that's a pretty safe prediction. I'm going to agree with you on that one. I think it's one of the few times we actually agree.
Agreeing with you. Oh,
5-1,
there we go.
So
I mean, after last map, of course, where I was right with the 5-1 prediction.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, he's always going to copy me.
Let's not mention that we did these predictions a few days ago. Yeah. All right. Anyway, looks like we're going to be getting underway with our first map here between the two teams. It's going to be Mines. Picks coming out. Looking pretty normal.
Mines. Yeah, we've got the IS-4 for EpicGear. Probably don't actually often see the IS-4 on Mines. And the T110E5. B-Gaming going to be going with the TVPs, 113s, and the Bat Chats. So overall, EpicGear Profit, quite a heavy lineup they're actually going with. And I'm not a massive fan of FV215Bs on Mines, if I can be quite honest. I feel as though there's many maps for FV215Bs, but Mines isn't really one of them. We just don't often see the kind of drawn-out brawls that the FV215Bs really do well in, you know, to kind of pump out that damage per minute. That they have. So I like the picks there from B-Gaming, going with those TVPs, going with as Jordan just pokes in. He wanted to get a little bit closer to me,
I wanted to get it in the shot. I'm not on stream enough, Alex.
I can tell. Well, you can have all the time you want now, Jordan.
Yeah,
because
well, actually what I was trying to do was look at my notes here, because having a look at how these two teams match up, particularly on Mines, I think it's a really good map here for B-Gaming, and coincidentally it's actually their pick as well. So for me, this is a matchup on Mines that really I'd be expecting to be going 2-0, because B-Gaming, I would say it's actually their best map.
Well, exactly.
And EpicGear Profit, it's a pretty bad map, in all honesty.
They're so confident. B-Gaming is so confident on Mines that, you know, we saw them play it, I think it was in the first week, and they picked the mouse on Mines. You know, and they won. That was 7mm driving that one. So they're definitely a very comfortable team on mines. But let's see how they play this one out. Maybe EpicGear Profit have something up their sleeves. But I think the entertainment tank is already off to a good start.
Yeah, Till Dalby's taken just a tiny little bit of damage there, but you can see B Gaming with a very committed push making their way towards this 2-cap. I'm not sure how it's going to work out for them, though, because a lot of them have been spotted, and they should, in theory, be taking a huge amount of damage. I'm not really sure why EpicGear Profit isn't punishing this one harder. Looks like B Gaming are almost deciding that they want to actually back out of here, which I probably wouldn't think is a terrible idea, in all honesty.
Yeah, B Gaming, I mean, it's very hard to commit to that 2-flag push unless you go all the way down to the kind of HJK1 areas very early on, because there's a big area of open space around F and G that you really get done quite easily pushing over. But right now, Team EpicGear Profit overall with a pretty solid defense. B Gaming looks like they are going to be emptying that TVP clip and getting the reload on that one before they try any other pushes.
He didn't manage to land any of those shots, unfortunately, there for B Gaming. And another shot's going to be going into a player on B Gaming, another couple, in fact, as T4 is going to be dropped down by 803 HP, or down to 803 HP even. And B Gaming really gave up a lot of map control as they tried to push into that 2-cap, and you can see that really hurting them here as they're trying to retake that hill. They took so much damage getting up there. Utori took a couple of shots. Kyung Power has taken a shot as well, and really EpicGear Profit at the moment certainly seem like the team with the advantage.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good for them, but in saying that, that Batchat 25 TAP of T4 almost single-handedly took down UEGP in the IS4, so the IS there in a lot of trouble. But right now, Team EpicGear Profit are still on the hill. They may have to give it up soon, I'm thinking, Jordan, because if that IS4 so low and B Gaming kind of pressuring them with all those autoloaders, it's looking like they're going to be making the rotate.
Now, I have a question here for you, Alex, because you can, if you have a look at the map here, Hot in the FV215B is sitting so far back towards the base.
Yeah.
If you're going to have your FV215B playing in that spot, why not just pick something like a grill?
Why not pick a grill? Exactly. Like, I mean, it's an FV215B. Yeah, it's got a fairly accurate gun for a heavy tank, but it's not necessarily the tank that, you know, thrives right at the back lines, you know, putting out essentially low alpha damage shells towards the enemy. So you're right. Something like a grill here would have been a little bit better. Even honestly, even something like an FV 4005. If you're going to play all the way at the back there, and you want the same chassis as well, that could have worked.
I mean, it just doesn't seem to make all that much sense to me. But maybe there is a method to the madness. We'll have to wait and see how it works out. But at the moment, certainly doesn't seem to be having an impact on the game. Having said that, though, B Gaming are struggling a little bit in terms of their HP. So EpicGear Profit can't be faulted too much.
And right now, EpicGear Profit are just going to be getting dropped lower. They've got two members that are one shell from death, both Jerdis and Yui. And at the moment, it's a very tense standoff. So B Gaming right now just trying to out-trade Team EpicGear Profit. It's going to be hard for them to do so when Angry B here is in this T110E5. Also that T110E5 with a very strong frontal turret armor. But EGP aren't in a rush. They're pretty happy just to sit back right now in these defensive positions and play it by ear.
Again, no tanks going down yet. It's been a very slow game coming out from both of these teams. Neither of them wanting to make a mistake here, I would expect. Jerdis in the back chat, though, very low on HP, only 30. And still managing to survive. So a gun in the game, even if it's only on 30 HP, is still a gun in the game.
Yep. So, Jerdis right there. He's going to be sitting down the back lines. And we do have B Gaming. Actually, I'm liking this. Tiltil, Matil, and Taki actually rotating up around the B Gaming spawn area. So what they might be trying, I would love to see here, is a boost from Taki. Taki's in that bat chat, can get up there fairly easily. Hopefully that's what he's going for.
Certainly heading in that direction, but doesn't really give away anything until he actually goes for the run-up. So we'll wait and see. It looks like he's going for it. Usually you'll get yourself up onto the hill here just for a little bit of extra speed. Now he's, yeah, he's definitely going for the boost here.
Yep. Okay, let's see if he can make it. All the way out. Yeah, he's going a fair amount left. That definitely is the trick. And
Yep,
oh
easy
yes,
as
nice. Oh,
I tried
first
that
time.
boost probably 50 times and I didn't even get it. So I'm a little bit mad about that.
Well, that's why B Gaming are playing at the WGL, Jordan.
And I'm
you're not.
Yep.
So
You are right. But I agree, that's a very good use of the boost coming out there from B Gaming. You could see they were very low on HP and they certainly needed to do something to change things up. Taki hasn't been spotted getting up on the boost, but he did fire off a shot. So
yeah.
EpicGear Prophet might have an indication that he's up there, but they're not 100% certain, I'd say. And this is something similar that we saw coming out from EL Gaming, I think in week 1 actually. They were down very low in terms of, I suppose, the percentage of whether or not they should win the round. They were down on HP, and it certainly seemed like the defensive side was actually going to win on mines, and they pulled out this boost as well, and the boost really turned things around for them. So I'm waiting to see whether or not Taki is going to have as much of an impact here as that player for EL did, but I certainly expect he's, well, I certainly agree that he's put himself in a good position here to be able to try and make something of it. Not sure if it's going to be the best idea here to peek the TVP, but he is actually going to spot Hot Hot. Hasn't been spotted yet, but as he fires the shot off, he is going to be spotted. Still, very good little passage of play coming out there from Taki. Gets some free damage across, and now he's just going to have a safe reload. Yeah,
there we go. Happy as you please. And I think once Taki's reload here has finished, B Gaming, they need to go. They've only got 3 minutes and 5 seconds left on the scoreboard right here. And I think they're poised to go. Lots of the EpicGear Prophet members are low. They should be able to win it all out brawl. It's going to be tricky for B Gaming because they're actually not too flash either in terms of health. They're really going to have to focus fire, take down Yui and Jurtis first, take those guns off the field, and go for it.
I think it's really going to come down to Taki here. He probably needs to be able to take down Yui here. I think Yui might be in a position to actually get shot there by Taki, but certainly playing quite far back, and at the moment 2.5 minutes left on the clock here for B Gaming to work with. So they're really letting this one go down to the wire.
Yeah, they need to go soon.
Taki's definitely off the reload, so I'm not sure what they're waiting for.
They need to go soon. I really don't see the point of leaving it this long. 2 minutes left, and it's looking like 7mm in that 113 will be the first one to come around the corner. They're going for it.
They certainly are, and this is exactly what they had to do, but 7mm might have just gone a little bit too early in front of his team. I mean, Samo, you can see he's out here in the open. B Gaming, they seem to just be streaming in one by one, but Samo, very clutch shot coming out there, kills Yui, and he's going to be taken down, but it's going to be a 1-for-1, really. Actually, he gets another shot across. I don't know how Samo is able to survive for that long, but that's certainly something EpicGear Prophet really needs to look at there, because really, I think that little passage of play there has just lost them the game.
If B Gaming survive with all 7 tanks, then that is a complete miracle. Oh, there we go. Hot taking down one member of B Gaming, Kion Power. So a little bit unfortunate. They couldn't quite have the perfect game, but wow, what an amazing push there from B Gaming. I feel as though that 113 v Samo there, like he came around the corner, and I think one of the FV 215Bs there for EpicGear didn't focus. Like thought, oh yeah, well my mate's got him, you know. We'll take him down.
I don't know. I mean, there's no way he should have survived for that long to get two killing blows across.
Yeah, and still
let alone
the round.
But yeah, well, he survived the round, as you mentioned as well. But still, certainly in the end was very convincing there for B Gaming. But it definitely looked like it was going to be a bit more of a tough battle as they tried to.
I was getting nervous. I'll be honest. Yeah. I was getting nervous for B Gaming right there. Like, you know, leaving it so like 2 minutes into the round when, you know, all that has to happen, of course, for those that don't know, in our battle format, in our attack and defense format, is that if you're on the defender's side and the attackers have not reached a base capture by the time the timer hits 0 minutes, or the attackers have not wiped off all of your tanks, then the defenders win. So leaving it till 2 minutes is not something that I often see work at all.
No.
But B Gaming, they made it work perfectly. I suppose they had all the flanks covered. They had the center hill completely packed with tanks. They had Taki on the right side on the boost. They had a TVP, I think, on the coast.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
They pushed up with all of those and, yeah, just clean sweeped them.
It was really a bit of a strange round coming out there for both of these teams here, particularly B Gaming letting it go that long. But gee, I mean, they picked up the win in the end, so it doesn't matter. Again,
Yeah,
I've
can't
said this so
complain.
many times. It doesn't matter how many how you pick up the win, just that you do in the end pick up the victory. And well, that's what happens. So can't complain for B Gaming.
Yep, there we go. This was Tacky's excellent boost. So any budding
I
batch.
feel like this boost, of all the boosts that I've seen, is probably the best one to use in like
Yeah.
a random matchmaking game, because you can do it on your own.
Yep.
I think if you know how to do it, you can probably safely do it and know that you can get up there quite easily.
Yep.
And it's also in a relatively safe position as well, depending on what type of mode you're playing.
Yeah,
And how late it is in the game as well. But
I'd have to.
I think that one might be a good one to practice.
Yeah, I might have to get the bat chat out after this one and you know, give it a crack. Hope I get mines. So yeah, that should be fun. Why not?
I think it'll be a good one. But obviously the first half there of mine's going to be gaming. We probably expected that one to come out. Tacky up there on the bat chat, as we mentioned, the guy on the boost, really putting up the damage for his team.
Yep, huge amounts of damage. And V Samo V, who survived right up until the end, getting 24 shots off in that 113. No mean feat, and 2.7 thousand damage there. The TVPs did all right up the top there, but down the bottom, no one actually. I mean, everyone kind of pulled their weight, if you will. No one did too badly on the other side, which is always nice to see. Fairly, I mean, technically speaking, if EpicGear Profit had actually focus fired a little bit better, then it would have been a lot closer than it was. But they just left everyone alive. Like, okay.
Yeah, I think it should have definitely been a lot closer there. But again, B Gaming, we sort of expected them to come out here with a victory on mines. They've started off well with that 1-0. They'll be heading over to the defensive side now. So I'd see them being able to pick this one up 2-0 without any problems.
I think 2-0 is a pretty safe bet for this one. Team EpicGear Profit, they just don't really have any tricks up their sleeves that I know of for mines, and B Gaming obviously super confident on it. So,
all right, let's have a look and see what's coming up here though for the tank lineups for our next round. And across the board, somewhat standard, but the M40-43.
I love the M40. M43, very nice to see that one picked, and B Gaming going to be happy that there's a few 113s on the other side of things to aim that M40's big cannon at.
Across the board, the artillery have actually been relatively decent picks throughout our season. All of them, prior to this week, have had a positive win rate, and up towards the 55-60% rate as well. So definitely working out for the teams, even though they sometimes seem like they maybe don't have as much impact.
Yeah, it's hard to say, you know, when you see an artillery and you don't see it get any of those like really, really big, you know, one shots in a match. It's kind of sometimes hard to see the impact of it. But you got to remember that the artillery's impact in a game is not only to you know, to get the big flashy shots, but it's also to, you know, deny the enemy the knowledge that they can move into these positions, the knowledge that they can stay still while they're shooting. You know, they can't while these arties are on the field, particularly the M40, M43, which will easily, you know, one-shot these bat chats, the TVP.
Take a big chunk out of the 113s as well.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's see what EpicGear Profit deciding to do here on their attacking side. Looks like they're making their way over towards the 1-cap. Maybe a couple of them might go up the boost. Nope, they've just decided to turn off, and they might be going for a quick play here, Alex. Just try and put some pressure onto that Lorraine. Typically, we'll see tanks going along the left part of the map here, just hugging that hill if they want to get into the base safely. But look at that, they've all been spotted out. All of them taking, well, not all of them, but two of them taking a huge amount of damage. Utori in a great position. 7mm here in the 113 as well. Should get a shot across. Is going to land that one. The M40-43 is going to be under a lot of pressure, but B Gaming absolutely decimating EpicGear Profit here. Their first tank going to go down before the 9-minute mark has already been passed. And both of these guys, Horang and Tiladelby particularly, very low on HP. EpicGear Profit just maybe a little bit too aggressive for their own good.
Yeah, this is not looking great for EpicGear Profit right now. They're down to 5 tanks. Horang's just about down himself as well in that bat chat 25T. And B Gaming, they might need to reload soon. They do have 4 autoloaders on the field. Let's not forget. So once those guys are reloading, then effectively they're only sustained damage sources of the two 113s. But it's looking like they're keeping the damage on the field. The Epic Gear Profit, guys, are way too kind of knocked up. We can see the load, the ammunition of UE has damaged the fuel tank there as well, the tracks. It's not looking good for him.
No, definitely not looking good at all. The 113s both firing off a shot, both connecting there to Angry B. And Utori chiming in with the final one. Kyung Power able to pick up UEGP as well. And this time it looks like B Gaming should be able to close it out without losing a single tank.
Yeah, it should be the case right here. And hot. Oh, he's going to try, but he's not going to succeed. And just like that, not even 2.5 minutes into the game, Jordan, and we see B Gaming take it out on the defense.
Yeah.
So, crazy push. And it's rushes like that where you might think, well, okay, they've got an artillery piece. You know, they're going to be slightly more vulnerable to a rush, potentially, because, you know, you're always going to be moving out. He's never going to be able to hit a shot. But just like that, we saw them. It didn't matter at all.
Nope.
They had all of their Batchats, all of their TVPs in position down the bottom of the hill and at the back of their base. Just unloaded on EpicGear Profit as they came around. And that's such a hard line to push. That's why we don't see too many teams doing what EpicGear Profit did just then. You're right in the open.
Yeah, and I think another, I suppose, symptom of what went wrong there was that they had 3 of their Batchats go really far forward, and they didn't have much backup apart from their other Batchats, I suppose. So I think we might be able to see that on the replay when they're just charging in here. There's really not that much damage coming out from anyone else apart from these Batchats. No one can hit Utori here. I mean, he's lost 443 HP, but he gets out of there okay. And really, 7mm T4, they were both in position to hit all those Batchats. All the guys in the base were hitting the Batchats from EpicGear Profit. So what was essentially a 7v7 really came down to like a 3v maybe 5 or something like that in terms of guns actually shooting at each other. So again, a good performance coming out from B Gaming. I'm happy to see them picking up the 2-0 there coming out from on mines. Really goes to show they're going to continue their dominance on mines, and also just proves us right in saying that they're such a dominant mines side.
Yeah, well, exactly. There you go. And they're one of the most confident-looking teams on mines, and they've just demonstrated to everyone why. I would have loved to see the M4. Actually, the M40, even though it was like a rush, it still got 2 shots off, and I think both of those probably hit.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So 1,000 damage. You can't complain about that for the M40. And just about all of B Gaming's members right up the top there as well. And the 113s.
So yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. The 113s weren't able to get into the fight early enough to actually help out the Batchats, and as a result, just get taken out without doing any damage. And 2 of your tier 10 tanks not doing any damage is a massive loss.
You can't have that. Exactly. When the RE251 does more damage than the 113. And, the 113's a nice speedy tank, but I feel like even for something like that, for like a mines rush, maybe you even go with something like T57s, T57 heavies. Like, I like the T57 on mines.
Or you just go 5-6 Batchats.
Or Batchats, honestly. Yeah, that probably could have worked a little bit better as well than those 113s. Obviously, though, B Gaming were ready for them, those 113s, when they'd come around. They just had no chance. All of B Gaming focus fire them down perfectly, and that was the end of the story for EpicGear Profit.
Certainly was. So, heading on to our next map, it's going to be Steps here, picked up by EpicGear Profit, which is a bit of a curveball, I think.
This is interesting. Steps. Okay, so we've got, obviously, EpicGear Profit. I'm trying to think of their previous matches on Steps. From memory, they're not great on Steps.
They actually haven't won a single round on Steps.
No, so it is surprising to see them actually pick it.
It's very surprising, especially when you look at B Gaming stats on Steps, and I'd say it's their second best map, statistically speaking. But let's get into it and see how this one turns out for EpicGear Profit. Maybe being a little bit too harsh on them before I suppose, counting our chickens before they hatch might be an apt sort of a saying. But regardless, it's interesting sort of a lineup coming out here from B Gaming.
Yeah, one Object 430 that they're going with, which obviously we saw team efficiency used to great effect earlier on, but it's definitely not the sort of tank that we're expecting to see here on Steps every time it's played. Apart from that, some fairly stock standard picks going with the Object 140s as well. So nothing too surprising on that front. But I like both of these teams' picks. There's nothing really that either of them give away. The FV215Bs that EGP are picking, again, it can sort of work. Maybe a few too many of them. I generally like to see maybe 1,
Yeah.
FE215B on the defensive side here on steps. But, you know, if it is an all-in brawl, then they will come into their own.
All right. Well, if I had to make a prediction or if I had to guess as to how this one's going to turn out, I'd have to say probably we'd be looking at a 2-0 again coming out from B Gaming.
You're feeling a 2-0?
Setting up for a 4-0. I mean, I don't know if
Oof.
you have any dissenting opinion on that one, but
No, honestly, I think you're right. I think it is going to be a 2-0 right here. That is a pretty safe bet for B Gaming to take this one out. I mean, the stats don't lie. B Gaming, this is where they're comfortable as well.
Yeah,
so.
they're very good on steps, and we'll see what side they're starting off on because they have a little bit better of a conversion rate on their attacking side as the defending side, but even their defensive side has a very good win rate, and it looks like they're going to be starting off on defense, so not too bad for them, but probably not ideal.
Probably not. But right now, do have the guys from B Gaming. They're going to be actually moving out to quite an offensive, well, I was about to say offensive defense to start us off. And heading right down there, maybe even pushing through towards the spawn of EpicGear Profit. As EGP not actually spotted out from the looks of things, but 7mm just getting a few blind fire shots in there. It's looking like Team EpicGear are going to be going for a stock standard one flag push, sending their tier 8 tank Tiladelby in that AMX 1390. Probably going to be sitting him right at the back of the one flag, making it nice and hard to spot.
Yeah, this is a reasonably normal sort of a situation coming out here on steps. Both teams occupying their side of the map and really not pushing too aggressively into one another.
Yeah, so GP at the moment moving slowly in towards the flag, and Super Hiroshi there in that Object 140 with a nice 100mm cannon it's got. Just getting a few blind fire shots. Of course, for those who don't know, reload time of that cannon is a base of 6.4 seconds. So pretty quick. About 3,000 damage per minute if you're into that sort of stat. So if you let the Object 430 get shots off in a fight, then it's going to deal a lot of damage. There's no doubt about it. Quite a sturdy turret as well, with 248mm of frontal turret armor.
Yeah, so I mean, going back to the map picks here for EpicGear Profit, we sort of thought when we were discussing this matchup that probably EpicGear Profit's best chance was to get onto Ruinberg, which seems like their best map, and then maybe try and get onto things like Cliff and Muravanka, which is sort of unplayed maps by B Gaming, who really haven't played either of those, but in general, maps that are a little bit unplayed between the two teams. And I guess it's fair enough that they're not on Ruinberg because B Gaming obviously gets one ban before either of the picks come out, so you would think they should have banned Ruinberg here, which I assume they did. Other than that, though, really, we're not seeing anything too crazy coming out from EpicGear Profit. I mean, Steps their first pick, and then Prokhorovka their second pick, which in my opinion are two reasonably okay maps for B Gaming. Muravanka got left through as the fourth map, which I think probably should have been EpicGear Profit's first pick, really. Yeah. Should have been what we're seeing right now. I'd say that was their best chance, but again, it was always going to be an uphill battle, but it certainly seems like EpicGear Profit haven't done themselves many favors in the picks and bans.
Yeah, no, I'm going to agree with you there, and just like that we see Tiladelby take a nice shot. I think maybe even from the RU-251, might have been a HE shell.
I'd say it was from Tiltil yeah, in that RU-251, is he up on the boost again? We saw him do it last week, and he's in a similar position.
I think he's trying to get up. Oh, yes, he is, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he's up in the same sort of a boost that we saw him use last week, and I'm fairly certain he was the one that got the reset there, so Tiltil, I would say the master of mountaineering on steps.
He's the mountain goat of B Gaming. There's no doubt about it. And right now, unfortunately for EpicGear Profit, their strategy of sitting this AMX, did he just get hit again?
I'd assume so.
He just got hit again. He's getting so unlucky. Let's not forget that these are blind fires. Tiladelby has not been spotted. But B Gaming just getting some really lucky RNG on their shots right there and just aiming at the right place without knowing that the AMX is there. Right now, I think EpicGear Profit look, they've tried that. That really hasn't worked. They can't just sit the AMX 290 on the flag and expect the cap to work, because we've got so many good tanks for spamming, the Object 140s and the Object 430 and the RU 251 on B Gaming.
Which still hasn't been spotted, mind you.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, they're probably going to have a suspicion that he might be up there in the boost, but unless you can spot the tank, there's no way you're going to be able to hit like the little kind of top bit of the turret of an RU-251 up there, unless it's spotted. Like, you can't just blind fire that.
So Big Gaming actually losing out a little bit in terms of the HP here, but they do get the first pick up. They take down Hot. So they've got the extra gun in the game here, and certainly putting themselves in a good position to be able to pick up the victory. They've got good map control towards the southern area of the map, so they can utilize that if they want to decide to, you know, come around through the south. And really everything's going well for B Gaming at the moment.
Yeah, B Gaming, they've got to be pretty happy about this. I mean, like you said, the HP isn't really in their advantage by a great deal just yet, but it just doesn't feel like Team EpicGear Profit are exerting too much pressure at all. Right now, B Gaming, actually, they're rotating Kyunkam Power and Taki up towards the bottom of the EpicGear Profit side, so maybe B Gaming will get a little tired of this, and they might even be looking for a push soon on towards EGP.
Yeah, I mean, they don't necessarily need to do anything crazy here, though. I mean, there's only 4 minutes left, so eventually EpicGear Profit is going to have to make a move. It's certainly evident that trying to cap this one flag is not really working out for EpicGear Profit. They're just losing out on the little snipe battles, and they're getting reset every now and then. So I think something has to change for EpicGear Profit more so than it needs to change here for B Gaming.
Yeah, no, you're right, I think. And right now, with that base cap on 60, finally at least EpicGear Profit do get that down to about 54 seconds. So if they do put another tank on towards that cap, then that's going to get pretty low, actually. So B Gaming just have to be wary of this. They probably want to get the reset fairly soon. They're getting some spams in towards the flag, but none of those are connecting.
They're going to actually put 2 tanks on here. It's going to drop it down. Well, never mind. One of them gets blown up there, but still there's only about 17 seconds left. They get a reset onto low, but that's almost irrelevant. He wasn't on the cap at all. And I don't know what Tiladalby's doing getting off the cap there.
Yeah.
Oh, there's tanks coming in from behind. I didn't see that, and now that's why he got spotted. That's why he tried to run off the cap. And, well, I mean, really out of the frying pan into the fire, I think makes sense in that situation, because there was no way he was going to get out of there alive. B Gaming just completely outplaying EpicGear Profit here, out-rotating them across the map. Their positions are way better, and even the trades early game were all going in the favor of B Gaming. So they just, across the board, seemed much more comfortable in that one there than B Gaming did. Than EpicGear Profit did.
Yeah, look, EpicGear, what they tried there was a fairly standard, a fairly standard maneuver, and with only 2 tanks left, the Batchat and that 113, the 113U are getting dropped so low, going to be going down now as well, and Horang should be picked up pretty soon. But like what they tried is doing loop-de-loops around the rock, but they tried something standard. Right, it's kind of a common push to just push up with your team, sit your tier 8 tank at the back of the 1 flag up there in that sort of C2 area, just at the back of it, start to get the cap up, and essentially with the AMX 1390 that they put there we go. With the AMX 1390 that they put there, they could have just, it's got a very small profile. It's very hard to hit the AMX 1390 when you're just spamming.
Yeah.
But B Gaming were able to, so just like that, bam, they got the resets, they took off the pressure early on, they won those trades like you said, and there was just no real window of opportunity for EpicGear Profit.
I mean, B Gaming looked super comfortable there on mines, looks super comfortable now on steps as well. So it certainly seems like B Gaming really shaping up into this series in particular for a good result. I mean, almost looks like this could be going to a 5-0 in all honesty.
Honestly, like I was just thinking that. I was like, okay, what have I predicted? I predicted 5-1.
Yeah.
Might not be 5-1. It's looking, with the way the EpicGear Profit are playing, and
doesn't look good for EpicGear Profit, but they've still got a few more opportunities to try and come back into this one. This certainly didn't help them out too much, as they just got decimated as they tried to get on the cap. And I understand the strategy here, but behind what they were doing, they're trying to get that cap to sort of jump from like 30 seconds down to something like 10 and really catch B Gaming off guard. But, these guys coming around from the south, Kyunkam Power and Taki were, I suppose, the ones that shut that one down.
Yeah, definitely. That was just an excellent idea from B Gaming to send those two up from the back, and with EpicGear Profit not actually spotting those two until they were essentially right on the team. That just made it so hard for them, and by the time they'd spotted those two tanks, some of them had been spotted way out of position, way out in the flag, and it was just easy for B Gaming to clean them out. So, yeah, there we go. That's steps for you.
Yeah, that was B Gaming's defensive side as well, and across the board, B Gaming have been weaker on the defensive side, not just on steps, but on all the maps. So now moving over to the attack.
They're a defensive team in general, exactly.
Yeah.
So we can see there that Taki dealt 3.5 thousand damage in that bat chat. Pretty impressive amount, but nothing too surprising for the rest of the board. Tiller Dalby, unfortunately, in his tier 8, dealing 0, but no real telling numbers just there. Although Angry B in the FE215B fired 8 shots, only hit 1, which is a bit disappointing.
Yeah, in the FE215B, we kind of talked about that before the match started, how we didn't think it really had much of a place on steps.
No, again, yeah, particularly on the steps attack. It's like maybe one FE215B, but really I don't feel as though more than one is really valuable in any particular way, because there's going to be so few situations when the defenders are going to push all the way onto you and just give you an all-out brawl. You've got so much space to rotate on steps.
Yeah, all right. Well, it looks like it's time here for us to head into the second half of steps, and B Gaming moving over to the attacking side. They have 76.5 win rate on the attacking side throughout the first 3 weeks, plus yesterday and Thursday. So definitely very comfortable on the attack side.
Yeah.
I'd be feeling a little bit worried here if I was EpicGear Profit.
Definitely. So right now, B Gaming. Looking pretty good to take this one out. EpicGear Profit, they're going to be going with, again, standard-ish tanks for the defensive side. And yeah, one T110E5 on steps definitely can work for the defense, but nothing crazy on either side. We're not seeing any artilleries, we're not seeing any tank destroyers, nothing quite like that. Of course, it was EL Gaming that picked, I think, the artillery on steps last time.
No, they picked 2 grills on steps.
Two grills on steps last time. That's the one, of course.
It actually worked. They won.
Yeah. Well, it's EL Gaming.
Yeah, it's kind of, that's the story, isn't it? It's like, okay, EL did something crazy. It worked. It must be good, but can you really argue that? Because EL Gaming is expected to win so much anyway, so not really.
Yeah, not really.
But certainly was an interesting strategy coming out there from EL Gaming. I don't expect any other team's going to be picking 2 grills.
No, a bit unfortunate, though, to be honest. I would love to see 2 grills picked. I think in terms of tank picks that we're not seeing quite as much, I still think that the T57 Heavy has a place in some of these maps. Maybe not steps. On steps, I like the Leopard on steps. It's kind of a little bit disappointing to not have seen the teams pick the Leopard. Like, I think rather than going for 3 FE215Bs, chuck in a Leopard. Why not?
We've seen the Leopard a few times coming out on steps in particular. It's actually been picked 4 times, and it's got a 75% win rate. So, I mean, not a big sample pool, but certainly the 2 times that I've seen it on broadcast, it's been the top damage dealer on steps. And sure, that's sort of like circumstantial evidence, I suppose, but definitely you can draw some sort of a conclusion from that.
Yep, definitely. Right now, though, we are going to be seeing EpicGear Profit on the defense. They need to win this one. Otherwise, B Gaming are going to be up 4-0 in this best of 9 series. And EGP, they're not sitting too pretty on the ladder at the moment. So, need every win they can get.
Yeah, you're certainly right. And, well, to start things off, they've tried to hold over towards this 2 cap at the moment. B Gaming seemed like they were sort of heading in that direction as well, but now starting to rotate back across. So at the moment, B Gaming just being a little bit undecided as to where they want to go. But that's okay, still plenty of time left. We've only just started the map, so sure, they can rotate around as much as they like for the next 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, for however long they feel like, really. So this time, B Gaming are going to be heading across to what looks to be the 1 flag. And just taking a look at the EpicGear Profit lineup, B Gaming going to have to be a little bit careful pushing into it, as EGP do have the slight HP advantage, about 1,000 hit points worth of extra buffer, if you will. And B Gaming they've got one TVP, a very balanced lineup actually. It can put out a lot of damage pretty quickly. So it's looking like they will just be, again, almost pulling the same thing off that we saw EpicGear Profit try on them last round. I wonder if they're going to be sending their RU-251 on towards the flag.
Well, that seems to be the strategy on steps, right? It's just send your tier 8 tank onto that one flag.
Yeah.
Try to win the trades
Yep.
with the defensive side who are holding over towards the 2 cap.
Which is interesting because in trying to do that, B Gaming, they have, I mean, not really what I'd call a trading focused lineup. They've got the 3 bat chats and the TVP. So I don't really know if that's what B Gaming will be wanting to do so much as you know, their lineup would be really good in an actual all-out brawl.
Yeah.
You know, hitting a couple of hit and runs to some of these forward-facing members of EpicGear.
Well, I mean, at times what we do see coming out here on steps is that sometimes the defensive side will just fall back a little bit more towards the southern end of the map, and the attacking side will actually start to push onto the 2 cap as a result. And in that situation, I think the bat chats really will be favoured a little bit more, but we'll see how it turns out. As we can see, a few of the B Gaming members just trying to get some damage across. I like this position from the STB. It's going to really restrict the movement there from EpicGear Profit. But not yet anyone on the cap here for B Gaming. It looks like Utori's headed in that direction.
Utori, yeah, it's looking like he will make his way on towards the cap. Still going to be sitting at the back of it or doing some loops. Like the back is the go. Doesn't have a camo net, but still going to be fairly hard to spot in that AE251 Sparpanzer. And now the pressure is on Team EpicGear. Oh, wow, I don't know how that was a ricochet. Getting a ricochet on an AE251 is a minor miracle.
Especially from the side like that.
Yeah. But, of course, the AE251, for those who don't know, was a West German tank built in 1963. And actually built roughly the same time as the Leopard 1, even though it is a tier 8 here in World of Tanks. Built as a reconnaissance tank, and who knows, maybe the West Germans envisaged it to cap a few flags as well, because Utori's certainly doing that pretty well so far.
Yeah, so B Gaming now, 80 seconds left on that timer here for them before they win, unless they get reset, which you should think should probably happen coming out here. EpicGear Profit are definitely going to give it a go, but I like how B Gaming is set up. It's going to be tough for EpicGear Profit to get in here and reset Utori, especially without taking a huge amount of damage. Tilla Dalby's going to make his way forward, should get a reset, but no. He's just been forced back by that hail of shells that has made their way onto him. Utori in the end deciding he wants to get off the cap there. He probably wants to just conserve his HP for the moment. Jump back onto the cap relatively soon, I suppose, but just deciding to take the safer option after being spotted.
Yeah, this is interesting from B Game, because effectively what we're seeing here is the exact same things we saw last round. So a very stock standard steps play, but this time neither team is really playing into each other in terms of trading. They're not going for the risky trades. They're just pretty content to, to kind of sit behind cover for the most part. And Tilla Dalby there we can see in that AU251. That's actually not good for EpicGear Profit. The AU's viewfinder is actually damaged, and it doesn't look like Tilla Dalby is going to be repairing that, I don't think. And
Well, that
really,
always used his repair kit, but I can't imagine he would have.
yeah. But an AE251 without a fully working viewfinder.
Oh, Super Hiroshi probably should have been punished a little bit more for that. It's at the moment only taking that one shot so far, and Horang, in fact, is just going to be focus fired here by B Gaming. Low in the 113, trying to ram Taki there, but I don't even know if he's going to get a reload off here before he goes down. No, he is. And Taki does go down, but regardless, this should be a 2-for-1. No, the Batchats are on the reload. Now things starting to turn around here. EpicGear Profit, they've got the numbers. T4 in that Batchat, he's got absolutely no answer to this situation. He can't do anything apart from maybe ram the 113 there, but doesn't even do any damage. So, gee, that was a bit of a quick turnaround there for B Gaming, but they've decided now that they've spotted all those guys towards the south end of the map that they're going to get onto this cap and try and put the pressure on that way. It's really going to come
Yeah.
down to whether Super Hiroshi is able to hold these guys off long enough, and I don't know if he's going to be able to do it.
Oh, this is going to be very, very hard. Super Hiroshi just needs to hold them off for an extra 10 seconds. Those heavy tanks are pushing up on the right side as well as the rest of EpicGear Profit going through the middle. 5 seconds left.
Yeah, he's only got, 2 seconds now, Hot, before he can get in here and reset. But, oh, he gets the reset. I think he got the reset just in time. He's down to 12 seconds now. It wasn't a long reset, but certainly it's Force B Gaming off the cap here. They're going to have to go for the fight now. And, wow, that was just down to the wire. But I honestly didn't think Hot was going to get that one.
No, oh my goodness. Hot, the hero of EpicGear Profit, but it hasn't stopped just yet. EGP, they need to take down the rest of the members of B Gaming. B Gaming now taking EGP down to 3 tanks.
Yeah, as you mentioned, only 3 tanks alive here for EpicGear Profit, but B Gaming, they've got a few very low tanks. 7mm is down to 200 HP. The 113 able to take down Utori as well. So this is not all over just yet. B Gaming certainly have the advantage, but they are starting to lose tanks very quickly, and now they only have 2 tanks left alive that have any HP to speak of. UEGP is looking pretty low in the 113 here. He's been caught off by Matil. This is exactly what you need to do in the TVP, and that pretty much seals the deal. The T110E5, maybe if he had a bit of backup, might have been able to pick up a victory here, but in the end, B Gaming just once again proving to be too strong in those sort of mid-tier fights, or mid-match or mid-round fights, I suppose. And another one goes to them, 4-0 up here, and as we sort of expected, a 2-0 going over there on steps.
Yeah, there we go. So 2-0 on steps again there for B Gaming, and well, EpicGear Profit 4-0 down. They need to pull a win back at least. Like, this isn't looking like it's going to be too possible for them to actually take out this win. To be honest, but really would like to see them at least get a game in this series. So hopefully we get to see them, take out this next one, which I believe, just taking a look down at your nice little cheat sheet there, is on Muravanka.
No, it's Progorovka.
Okay, no, it's not. There we go.
It's Progorovka, but before we get too far ahead, let's go look at the replays there. Muravanka is the 4th map if we get there, but I don't know if we'll get there, to be honest, the way that B Gaming is going.
Yeah, well, exactly. And here, this is where, I mean, look, this was a nice bit of play from B Gaming to get 1 tank down, and they sort of traded almost 1 for 1 there because they got
that's
that.
so clutch.
Oh, my goodness.
That is so clutch.
So clutch. But, yeah, and by the end there, that was
I mean, it didn't matter in the end, but
no.
Still, it was a good play coming out there from Hot. Oh, well, yeah, I don't know. B Gaming is certainly just looking a lot stronger than EpicGear Profit in general. But, I mean, that's their 2 best maps out of the way now. So if there was a map that EpicGear Profit was looking to pick up a 1 win on, it would have to have been this one for sure, because you can't really expect to win around on your opponent's 2 best maps.
Yeah.
When
no,
you're
exactly.
already the disadvantaged team.
Exactly. When you're already low, when you're already not expected to win it. So, really, Team EpicGear Profit there. I don't know. Should they have pushed earlier on? Should they have? They got those 2 nice picks down below, but it just wasn't worth it. We could see there on the scoreboard, B Gaming, the bad chats. Super Hiroshi only shot 14 shells, but he made pretty much every single,
almost all.
Yeah, almost every single one of them count. A solid amount of them though. Jeez. And TVP's doing work. Well, the one TVP of Til Matil. But yeah, overall, I mean, B Gaming looking super strong on steps, and I feel as though they're continuously improving every week. That B Gaming was not quite the B Gaming I expected to see. I'm very impressed by the B Gaming we're seeing today.
Well, especially that read just coming out there on steps to drop those 3 players right onto the cap and really put the pressure on
smart play.
EpicGear Profit after they lost 2 tanks already. A very good play coming out there in that previous round there on steps, and now we're heading over to Prokorovka. It's hard for me to say that I think EpicGear Profit is going to be able to get around here on Prokorovka, even though it's not a great map for B Gaming. And, yeah, look, I think I'm just going to go with 5-0 here, really.
It's tricky. It's tricky. Do I switch? Do I go for the 5-0?
Well, okay, maybe it would be perhaps more prudent to make a prediction after we figure out what side B Gaming are playing on, because
Okay,
They
so,
are a very
so
strong attacking
in
side.
that case, I'm going to make like a conditional prediction. I think, like you said, B Gaming are a very strong attacking side. I feel as though, yeah, B Gaming on the defense on Prokhorovka may stand a chance to lose. So let's go 1-1, one apiece. If B Gaming start off on the defense, otherwise EpicGear Profit should have it. Because EpicGear, I mean, look, I don't know, their attacking side on steps there was. I mean, it was just stock standard play that didn't work out for them. You know, they couldn't have. It wasn't their fault that the RU251 and the Object 140 hit. You know, their AMX 1390 that was all the way back on the flag. You know, that's sometimes just a bit of RNG that comes into play. So, yeah, a bit of luck, exactly. Sometimes that's what World of Tanks comes down to, guys. I'm sure that everyone out there watching right now will know that sometimes, you know, you've got your reticle right on someone, little pixel out, and you miss.
Yeah, all the time.
All the time.
Now, it's going to be a good matchup coming out here on Prokhorovka. Let's first, though, have a look and see what our tank lineups are going to be.
Okay, so we've got a Grill 15 on the EpicGear Profit side. They've got the two FV215Bs as well on the STB1. So overall, not a bad setup. I actually quite like the Grill pick there. Going to be expecting them to be using that on the attack, and also B Gaming probably going to be using that E5 on the defense. So this is doable for EpicGear Profit. Doable.
Yeah, it certainly is. But again, it's going to be extremely difficult coming out. And really, it's kind of hard to predict what's going to come out here. We haven't seen either of these teams play too much Prokhorovka. B Gaming's played it twice, once on attack, once on defense. EpicGear Profit's played it three, two on defense, one on attack. But really, it's a very small sample size coming out. So it is a bit up in the air, but just because of the general strength, I think, of B Gaming here, I'm probably still going to go for them. Like, it just seems that they're across the board a stronger team, and it just seems like it's their day, really.
Yeah, I think it's about time though that EpicGear Profit won. So I think that we're gonna be going one apiece here on Prokhorovka. And it's a map which, you know, it's not too hard to win on the attack if you manage to get a good push going. You know, depending on where B Gaming set up, of course. You know, with that T1 10E5, they could very well just be doing a west of the rail track setup, so setting up around the one flag.
Yeah, it is an interesting map because in the first 2 weeks, it was a very defense-heavy map. A lot of the wins that we saw coming out on Prokhorovka were on the defensive side. It had like a 75-25 split, with the 75 being defensive wins, as of course. But now we've started to see it really change a little bit. It's back to 55% win rate on the defense and 45 on the attack. So people or teams rather seem to have figured out what they want to be doing on the attacking side here on Prokhorovka, and it's you know, the meta, I suppose, on Prokhorovka in particular is just shifting a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. Right now, I'm going to be seeing Tiladalby, SRU251, just getting a few spots. He's not pulling a hypo, though. He's still alive, which is always a good thing. And it's looking like we are going to be seeing a one-flag defense here from B Gaming to kind of start us off. And I think this is actually workable for EpicGear Profit, right? They've got this Griddle 15. They've got quite a bit of kind of bulk in the FV215B. So if they manage to get a tank on towards the two flag, start the cap going, get a little bit of cap pressure, and then go for a brawl in the little city there, in the town, and that kind of E7, F7 area with those heavies, then and kind of force B Gaming to come in towards them, I reckon that's their best chance.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like B Gaming is too keen to go for that. They're sending a few of their bat chats down towards the south end of the map. They'll try and get around there. Might catch Tiladalby off guard, but at the moment, B Gaming just playing relatively safely. Lod had taken a couple of hits up in the north area of the map, but at the moment, it's a fairly quiet game. Nothing
too crazy happening at this 2-minute stage. These guys just eyeing each other off in these heavy tanks. We've also got 3 members of B Gaming actually pushing down the J line. Probably going to be crossing the road fairly soon. Tilla Dalby has been spotted and has to be quite careful in that RU-251.
Well, the crucial part of the puzzle here for EpicGear Prophet is going to be that Grill 15 up on the hill. He needs to come up with a big game coming out here, because if he doesn't, Tilla Dalby is definitely going to be caught off and destroyed by those bat chats. And also, he can rain down a little bit of damage on the B Gaming guys as they try and cross through this track area in the middle of the map. So he's in a good position to really back up both fronts of this battle. And it's definitely going to come down to how much damage the Grill's going to do.
I think so. The Grill is going to be playing a big part of this. But right now, these FV215Bs, Angry B, doesn't really look like he's winning out those trades. Good to see, though, Hot GP has managed to get himself on towards that 2 flag. Starting to get the cap happening there. As we've got the rest of these tanks sitting in this F7 area in the town. This is exactly what EpicGear need to do. They need to take the fight to B Gaming, or make B Gaming take the fight to them, rather, and force the push into the town.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what Utori is doing there. Just showing the very bottom of his tank as he tries to go over the tracks there and just sitting there. And he's taken so much damage as well. He only put a little bit there into low and just absolutely punished for it. It was not a very good passenger play coming out there from B Gaming. Angry B has taken a little bit. As you can see, the Batch has managed to get around through the south end of the map. So EpicGear Prophet do lose a bit of HP, and it's starting to be drawn back here from B Gaming. You're right, it does seem a little bit too aggressive here, but Low, he didn't really have anywhere else to go. He was getting shot from behind by the Bat Chats, so decided I'll take the battle against the heavies and see what happens. Didn't work out in his favor there, but still relatively even in terms of HP for the two sides. Having said that, though, guns in the game definitely favoring B Gaming here.
Yeah, and look, the other issue is that Grills had to rotate because of those bad chats coming right up the hill for him as well. So UEGP's effectively not in the fight right now, and unless EpicGear Prophet can actually take some of these tanks down soon, this is looking like it's going to be another B Gaming win.
It certainly seems that way. Hot, though, able to take down T4, so pulling one back. The Bat Chat's going to be off reload as well, relatively shortly. Kyung Kam Power, he bounces one off the top of his turret. Not a very easy turret to penetrate, the STV ones, but still, bit of a lucky
well,
situation.
It was very lucky because Kyung Kam Power had his back to them as well. So
exactly.
Just a little bit unfortunate there for EpicGear Prophet, but it's good to see they're kind of staying alive at the moment. Oh no, Yui's actually just been spotted out. Oh no, I feel bad for him in that grill, because that grill is probably not going to be lasting for too much longer at all.
No, he's in a really poor position. He's completely cut off from his teammates, and the best that he can hope for is to get one more shot off and do a bit of damage, but I don't know if he's even reloaded at the moment. Doesn't look like he's getting one. No, there you go. He takes a shot into 7mm, so the best case scenario for him is what happened, but in the end, it's really not going to help out EpicGear Prophet too much, I dare say. The STB and the Bat Chat here of Horang and Hot respectively, the only remainers. Really, it looks like B Gaming should be going up 5-0. Horang is going to be going down now. It's all on the shoulders of Hot, and this is just too much for him.
Yep, no way that Hot can come back from that. And look, that was an excellent flank there from B Gaming, sending those those three even Bat Chats all the way down. Well, where Hot's crossing now, two of them up the hill, one of them right down the town. They forced EpicGear Prophet to kind of cross the rail tracks. They forced those two FV215Bs to put themselves out of position, and there you go, that's it. B Gaming survive with over 4,000 HP and take out a 5-0 victory against EGP, and they are looking so strong after that one.
Yeah, you're right. A very good performance coming out there from B Gaming. Definitely just absolutely steamrolling EpicGear Prophet there, and well, we both expected a 5-1, which is pretty close, but maybe we didn't expect that much dominance from B Gaming.
No, definitely not, I think. And, you know, B Gaming, they're going to be very happy with that one, obviously. And just like almost perfect play right there. You know, EpicGear Prophet, I liked the initial push, right? I liked where they set up their tanks. I liked the fact that they put their grill up on the hill. Yeah. You know, forced B Gaming to take the fight in towards the town so they could get a brawl with their FE215Bs. But the issue was B Gaming read it. They said, okay, that's what they're going to do. That's what you're going to do. We're going to do this. We're going to rotate our tanks around. We're going to take out the Grill 15 in the hill, make him move with our mediums, and there you go.
Yeah, it certainly was a good performance coming out from B Gaming, and you said, they read it well. They seemed to read every round well.
Yeah,
in
well,
honest.
exactly.
Yeah, to be honest, because it just seemed like they were completely outplaying B Gaming there, and I think the turning point for me in this one was when, well, really here, but more so when the Bat Chats were able to take control of that southern area of the map. That's when they really got control of the map and were able to utilize their tanks to the full potential.
Yeah, I think so. And, well, B Gaming at the end of that going to be happy they get themselves another 3 points on the board for our standings. They're going to be heading up towards the kind of top half and a little bit further even.
Yep.
Potentially after that one, so can't really complain about that.
No, certainly not. I mean, they're a team, again, that's sort of vying for one of those top spots. At the moment, though, they were sitting in the middle of the pack, but definitely with a good week here, they could be seeing themselves back up the top, which is where they were after the first couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So, again, still that sort of 2 to maybe 6 or 7 position is really a bit of a jostle between all these teams. But not getting a bit too far ahead of ourselves. We'll have a look first at the stats coming out on that one. And Tiltil Matil and a Bat Chat, not really a surprise to see up the top.
Yep. No, good to see Tiltil Matil up there. The STB one, of course, in that nice high DPM, damage per minute. Kyung Power, number 2. And the rest of the team, well, no surprises, Utori Dare down there at the bottom. The T110E5 down the bottom. And honestly, after seeing that stat for the T110E5, it's got like a 30-something% win rate.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, I dislike it even more. But still, it has a role on certain maps, I feel, to have one of them in your team.
Yeah, I can't say I'm a huge fan of the T110E5 just from what I've seen from it throughout, but who knows what's going to happen. Maybe later down the track it starts to become one of the favoured tanks and gets its win rate up a little bit, but again, it's going to be tough.
It is going to be tough. But, I feel as though some of these other tanks that we're seeing, the Grill, it didn't quite have as much of an impact there as we wanted it to, but or as EpicGear Profit wanted it to for sure. But, it would be good to see more of that coming out as well.
Yeah, you're right. Well, that's it for that particular matchup. A fantastic game coming out there from B Gaming, taking out EpicGear Profit 5-0. But that's it for now. We'll head to a quick break, but stay tuned because we have our third matchup coming up very shortly. It'll be Karen Tiger up against Twist.